So before Chris goes to work, we're gonna watch a movie. It's called Devil, and it's about this guy who's trapped in an elevator with 5 people, or has to save 5 people from an elevator, and he has to do it quick because one of them is the devil. Ooh, bum, bum, bum.
Let's see what happens.
So yeah, we're gonna watch it. Jen and I are gonna watch it, and Chris is just gonna go along for the ride.
Yeah.
So we actually watched Devil, I think was the name of the movie, and it was actually a really good movie. And then we watched The Haunting. That was another one that we just finished it, and that was another really good one too. So now we're probably gonna find another scary movie. it's our scary movie girl time, and then of course you have like the regular girl time. But this is just part of Jen and I hanging out. Like before we lived together, I stayed the night over at her house, and I think it was one of the last times that I stayed at her house without Chris, and we watched The Devil Inside.
Oh,
That was a freaky movie.
so creepy.
Like, it was just really creepy, and I didn't really like it, but Jen did. She prefers the creepy movies, whereas I don't. She doesn't like slasher movies, whereas I do. So that's the only difference with our scary movie taste, because every other scary movie in between we like.
Yeah.
She just doesn't like slasher movies, and I don't like creepy movies, because creepy movies stick with me, and it hits me like 3 days later out of nowhere. I'll just be laying in bed, and my mind will go, hey, remember that movie you watched 4 nights ago? Yeah, that's all you're gonna think about right now. So
Yeah, I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie. So
Yeah.
I like that feeling of being scared.
yeah,
It's weird.
and I like watching scary movies, but I don't like the feeling of being scared. I like the chill down the spine that you get from scary movies, and like the gut wrenching scare factor, but I don't like it sticking with me.
And I'm like, I want to be scared for a week after I watch this movie.
Yeah, Jen's like, it's not a good movie unless I'm scared forever. Unless this movie terrifies me. Like The Conjuring, we both really liked that movie.
When you brought that up earlier today, it gave me chills all over again. I was like, that's a good movie. When it gives you chills just hearing about it.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that, but yeah, well, when we watched The Conjuring, it totally freaked Jen out. It was great, and I told her, I was like, this movie, it's scary. I watched it once, and I remember every single scene. And she was like, oh, then we have to watch it, and I was like, yep. And I rented it specifically for that, so we watched it, and just like talking about it gives her shivers down her spine. It was a good movie. If you guys haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it.
We're gonna be those people that like, everyone's gonna ask like, should I watch this movie? Because we're probably have seen it by the time we're done with this. Because we like to watch random movies, and as long as the rating is like
Not sucky.
not sucky.
We require 4 stars
Yeah.
in order to watch a scary movie. And it has to sound good.
Yep.
Just because 3-star movies means it's okay, whereas a 4-star for a scary movie means that it's not going to be a bad movie. You're not going to be disappointed.
Waste our entire day watching terrible scary movies, because there's a lot of low budget crap movies out there.
Yeah, and
like,
especially on Netflix, you know, because
Oh,
Netflix is all of like the older stuff. So I realized when I said that we that we only watch movies with like a 4-star rating that we sounded super snobbish. So we're gonna try watching a movie that's not 4 stars. It's called Lizzie. It's got 2 stars and then like a little corner of the 3rd star.
2 and a 5th.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Very small.
Yeah.
Close.
It's called Lizzie, and the the description, I'll show you guys. It says, oh, it went away.
Yeah, it won't.
The brutal 1892 hatchet murders of the infamous Lizzie Borden acquittal come alive. There we go. When present-day Lizzie Allen moves back into her childhood home. So, this may be a possession thing?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think it might be. Maybe it's about like Lizzie
or reincarnation or something like
trying
that.
to like tell her what happened in the infamous murder to figure out like who the killer is or something.
Yeah.
Like,
It may be one of those like reincarnation things too. Like she was Lizzie back then and now she's Lizzie now. And her past self is trying to talk to her or something like that. So the storyline sounds kind of interesting, and even though it only has 2 stars, we're gonna give it a try because sometimes people don't like plot lines like that, so that's why they rate it so low. And we like interesting plot lines. So we're gonna give it a try, and if it sucks, then we'll shut it off and try something new. Another one that's on here is 13-13-13, and I'm thinking about giving that a try, but
I'm on the fence.
yeah, I don't know. It'll depend on how Lizzie is, because if Lizzie having the same rating as 13-13-13 is not poorly done, is okay, because the storyline for 13-13 is iffy. It sounds interesting, but 12-12-12 was horrible, so who knows. So we're gonna try Lizzie, and then we'll figure it out from there. Oh yeah, Jen's eating cookies.
Right, face palm.
We just got done watching Lizzie. I don't even know.
That was so stupid. Stupid. I don't like it. It was actually kind of like well directed and like had some nice qualities and some good music. Bad acting.
The actress was horrible. Horrible. Okay, and the movie made no freaking sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
It jumped everywhere and it didn't make any sense. And
My brain hurts. Ow.
so stupid. Okay, so this is the reason why we watch 4-star movies, horror movies, because they all freaking suck if they're under 4 stars. Okay, this movie starts out with this girl going through hypnotherapy or whatever, and she's like having a seizure, trying to remember her past, and something's happened with her dad, but not really sure what. And then it goes through the movie. She's continuing to take pills to help with her nightmares or whatever that her psychiatrist has prescribed to her, and he directs her not to take it with alcohol. So what does she do the whole flippin' movie? Takes it with alcohol. And so it just gets worse and worse and worse, and she keeps asking for stronger pills, and so he gives it to her and keeps instructing her not to take it with alcohol, and she continues to take it with alcohol, and the boyfriend freaking goes nuts, I guess, I don't know, and finally the end of the movie, freaking this whole thing is leading up to nothing but a bunch of ridiculousness, showing that she's just freaking on pills and isn't listening to her freaking psychiatrist. And the last 5 minutes of the movie is when they wrap everything up and explain what the F has been going on this entire movie. And apparently the childhood stuff that she was friggin' bottling was that her mom went friggin' psycho, and the whole movie they lead you to believe that something happened with her dad. And apparently the dad got an axe to the face from the mom, who was possessed by Lizzie Borden, who this whole movie is supposedly supposed to be about. And so that's what happened in her childhood, that she was like, I don't know, friggin'
So stupid.
trying to forget. And so she has like this one last like day nightmare-ish whatever possession thing, and it finally shows what happened, or their version of what happened in the movie. And friggin' she wakes up and she's killed the neighbor that she just met and her boyfriend. and freaks out and then shoots herself in the head. And then it wraps up what happened with her childhood, and then it goes back to her, and she sits up and just stares at the freaking screen. And that's how it ended. So stupid. Like, it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree. And, like, I understand that they're just trying to do, like, scare factor, but it's so stupid. And, like, you can't follow a movie if it makes no sense at all.
Yeah, it just jumped all over the place, and it made no sense. We were trying to follow the storyline because the storyline was still interesting, because we were trying to figure out, we actually paused the beginning of the movie and looked up the details of the Lizzie Borden case, and so we had no idea what direction they were going to go with this movie. And
they kind of went in all directions.
They just kind of took it everywhere. So it was just really confusing. It was pretty much just about this girl who was taking psychotic pills, or pills for her psychoticness, and drank the whole movie and was having a psychotic breakdown. That was pretty much the whole movie. And then the last 5 minutes was wrapping it up and explaining what the frick the movie was supposed to be about.
Yeah.
Like, what?
So stupid.
So stupid. It wasn't an unbearable hour and a half. It was just the very last 5 minutes made you sit here and go, what?
There were parts of it that I was like, okay, there might be some hope.
Yeah, this makes sense. Oh, nope, this doesn't make sense anymore.
Sense. Yeah, I was like waiting the whole time for it to start making sense.
Yeah, this makes a little bit more sense. Nope, doesn't make any more freaking sense. None.
It was very sad.
And then it started to make a little bit more sense again. And then that last 5 minutes just effed it over. Like, what was this movie supposed to be about?
Yeah.
Like, if it was about the Lizzie Borden case or whatever, make a freaking documentary.
It was half about the main chick's past life and half about how the original Lizzie Borden wanted revenge on people. They could have taken one storyline and kept it instead of...
Yeah, or at least, like, done a crossover way better. Like, they weren't really showing that she was possessed. They were just showing that she was, like, having moments of, like, daywalking.
Yeah, she was, like, seeing the past.
Yeah, she was just sleepwalking. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
So stupid.
Like, they did not make the connection at all until the last 5 minutes when they were like...
Like, if they're trying to go for I don't know, Inception kind of thing where you're just like, whoa, that's crazy, mind-boggling. But it wasn't, because it was just frustrating and annoying.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
Yeah.
And she had this doll. I don't even know what that was about. They didn't even explain the freaking doll.
Nope.
Like, it was just this random freaking doll that was...
Some person was like, dolls are scary, let's incorporate a doll. But not explain anything.
Yeah, like the doll talked to her, but when it talked, it was just like...
Yeah.
And that was it. That was all the noise that you heard when the doll was supposedly talking to her as a kid.
Yeah.
And then randomly you would hear the same noises when she was sleepwalking.
Maybe the doll was...
And then she had the doll when she was a kid. Again, at the end. But they never explained what was up with the doll.
Yeah, they never explained the doll. That's bull.
Maybe it was just the way to connect the past with what was happening, but so stupid.
Fucking terrible. Excuse my language, but this deserves it.
No, the movie ended and my exact words were, what the shit? Yeah. Like, it makes no sense. None. I was just like, what the F was this? Like, honestly, it was the stupidest freaking thing in the planet. Like, the whole last 5 minutes, I was just saying the F word over and over and over again because I was just like, this is so freaking stupid. Like, what the F? Yeah, makes no sense. So now we're gonna try and find a better freaking movie and not... So stupid. So stupid. So stupid. I wouldn't even rate that as a 1. That was friggin' retarded.
I want to forget that I even watched it.
I know, it's so stupid. We're done with that movie. We're done talking about it. Screw that movie.
Next.
So, yeah, anyway, we're gonna find a new freaking movie. I'm gonna get some food. Stupid movie. That gives me no hope for 13-13-13, though.
Yeah.
None. Because I was hoping that Lizzie wouldn't be a bad movie, so that way 13-13-13 hopefully wouldn't be all that bad. And it still may not be, but definitely not wanting to watch another movie like that right now, because we're so pissed off about that movie that just watching another rated movie at 2 stars would just make it worse.
Movie.
Grabbers.
Residents of an Irish island must get very drunk to survive attacks by alien monsters who can't tolerate a high blood alcohol level in their victims.
That's a Chris movie.
That is so a Chris movie. That sounds like he made that movie. I'm like, Chris, did you make a movie and not tell us?
That's funny.
And it got 4 stars, like a little under 4 stars. That's funny.
That's funny.
I would almost. The Fog, I hate that movie.
I've never seen it. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna pick another movie.
Bye.
So we started watching this new movie called The Bell Witch Haunting. It's actually really good. It's got a lot of jump scares in it, and it reminds me of Paranormal Activity a little bit, with like a Blair Witch Project type of vibe. So it's kind of cool. I feel like it's a cross between the two. But yeah, it's super friggin' hot in our apartment right now. So we had all of the blinds closed and everything to create a more scary effect. But both Jen and I were just getting nauseous from the heat. So I opened up all the windows, and because I'm trying to cook some food too, so it's just gonna get hotter in here. So I opened up all the blinds, opened up all the windows, brought out my fan, and so it's hot in here, and we paused the movie so I could grab the fan, and I think Jen's waking up Brandon, or seeing if he wants to wake up, so, because he's got to go to work in like 2 hours, so, yeah, now there's a nice breeze and everything coming in, but I was starting to sweat and get really nauseous, so I'm fixing the reason I'm nauseous, which is heat and hunger. Not a good combination. So yeah, but now there's such a nice breeze going. Today was such a nice day, so was yesterday, but yeah, so we're just this movie though, jump scares galore, but it's so good. We love our scary movies. So yeah, I'm really happy with this movie. I'm just hoping the ending isn't stupid. I don't know how far we are into it. We're not halfway yet. So we haven't even watched half the movie yet, and it's really good. So I'm hoping that it continues. Fingers crossed. So I realized that last night we got a little distracted with the lunar eclipse and everything, and I actually never told you guys what we thought of Belle's Witch Haunting. It was really good, actually. It was a mix. Well, I thought it was really good anyway. It was a mix of Paranormal Activity and the Blair Witch Project. I thought it was a good movie. It kept my attention. It scared the crap out of me. So I thought it was a really good one. And then we got all distracted. We put on Aeon Flux afterwards and watched part of that. We almost finished it, but then we got distracted with the lunar eclipse. And then after we watched the lunar eclipse, well, part of the lunar eclipse, I played like 6 songs on Guitar Hero, and then went to bed.